everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, back to talk more Expanse Season 5. We're on Episode 7. Full spoilers if you haven't seen this review. This is a big one. This is a really emotional episode. Unfortunately, I don't feel well at all. And so I was sitting here going, are you gonna review it? Are you gonna talk about it at all, or are you just gonna skip it this week? So we're gonna be brief, but this is an amazingly emotional episode that mostly deals with Naomi and her relationship with Philip and her relationship with characters like oh gosh, where's Brent's section? Sin's character and how everybody's decisions played into where we're at now. There's a little bit with Alex and Bobby, which is really funny. I thought that their stuff was really great. Bobby is fantastic. She gets shot. It itches. I got shot a lot. And that was really funny. We've got some stuff with Holden in here that was also really good. Now, the part about with Holden's stuff, right, was that the other two characters, right, they keep looking at each other whenever he talks about the proto-molecule. So Holden's saying we got to destroy it. There's this long pause. And then they keep sharing these looks. And I feel like they were right to look like that. At first I thought maybe they were going to be a little shady, but the thing is that Holden, was told, that the proto-molecule, the destruction of that, is more important than finding Naomi. And it is. But then when they get there, things kind of change. But then they don't really get much of a chance to do anything about it because it self-destructs the ship that they find. It was really cool looking, all that stuff. But the main thing I'm going to talk about here, since I don't feel well, and I'm going to try to hit it quick, is the emotional part of this episode. About families and parents and children and what parents do to their children. And I was watching this, and maybe it's because I don't feel well, I don't know. But the whole story about Naomi having to leave her child that's been, kind of... Whoa, that's a loud train. So that whole story has been kind of, was something that they brought up a while ago, and we started seeing it last season, and it's playing out here. And we get to see more. I mean, they've done this a lot this whole season, but what abandoning your child feels like to the kid. And what parents can do to harm their kids. Now, I myself, and the reason we're spending more time talking about this than anything else, is that I know what that feels like. And I know that there's probably a ton of people out there that know what this feels like too. One of the worst things that can happen to anybody is when you lose a parent or you lose a child. But and especially if, if it's just natural causes or whatever, things, that just happen. Everybody dies. And it's bad. It feels awful for everyone that has to go through this. Abandonment is something else. When somebody chooses to leave, the destruction that can do to someone is on a different level. And from myself, having been abandoned when I was 11, my mother chose a different life than her children when I was 11, and my sisters were 10 and I want to say 7. And it screwed us up so bad that even now, when I bring something up, recently, in fact, I found out that my one sister, she has completely closed herself off from her past to protect her heart, because the feeling that you're not wanted whether it's true or false. You know, like not everybody's situation is like Naomi's, where She left because it was the only way out for her other than suicide. And that in her mind, her son was going to be without a mother either way. So she chose to live and create a new life. And eventually, she's got this new family, which plays a part in Marco's thing. But for this is more like for Philip. And we know how Marco feels. We know how Naomi feels. But Philip is this character that I haven't really talked that much about. One thing I want to say about that character is the casting is perfect. He looks like both Marco and Naomi. They really look like a family, or what was a family. And I thought that that stuff was the strongest stuff in this episode. That and Brent Sexton's character Sin talking to Naomi about his role in it when she finds out that he helped Marco hide Philip all this time ago. Yeah, I never get to see him. It's like I got a Miller shirt on, and all you can see is the fedora. And how that affected things. I don't think she knew that, but the guilt that they both felt. Now, I felt like the ending was going to be one thing, and they really gave us a different ending. Throughout this whole thing, Naomi's trying to reach Philip without being too forceful about it, being really honest, talking about telling him, like, I almost spaced myself, okay? Your father, he's so full of crap. There is a moment where I think Philip might have seen that too, especially because there was the moment where he's like, I want my own ship. And he's like, oh, well, I'm not really sharing the spotlight. It's me that did all this stuff. And that look on his face, like, if I'm Philip, I'm like, holy crap, my mom was right. But unfortunately, when they all start chanting his name, he apparently kind of goes back on it. Now, if a whole bunch of people were chanting my name, I would probably feel anxious and unworthy. But for Philip, hey, everybody likes me. So I thought that Brent Sexton was going to do this like 11th hour save that would probably end up getting him killed. But instead, what happens is Marco decides to use Naomi as bait to bring the Rossi in so that they can kill her new family. And basically she'd be out there floating because the ship's on remote pilot. But what she does is basically the same thing she was going to do when Philip was first taken away from her, except with more of a gambit involved. And that was what the amazing part of this was, because I don't know physically if this would ever be possible, because we've always seen in sci-fi is if somebody spaces themselves, you're dead. Don't matter if you got some injector with you, right? But what happens is she literally does space herself here. But she's got this thing with her. Now, Brent Sexton, he's standing there. She's like, you shouldn't have stayed here. So he does die, which I was a little disappointed. I really like that actor. I like that character. I thought that there was more they could do. But that's what's great about this is that subversion of expectations. I could not see her doing this, and she did it. She spaces herself, and I thought, well, that's it. Naomi's dead. But instead, she injects herself to handle being out in space to get to the other ship. If I'm reading this right, am I wrong? Am I because I'm trying to understand the situation. Put her in her room. She leaves. She spaces herself. She goes to the other ship. So I don't know. I would love to hear what you guys say in the comments section about what that end game is for her. But it really was like, holy crap! How is she doing any of this? She's got like skin exposed to space. So if it's BS, go ahead and tell me that it's BS. That could happen. But it was really cool, especially like how her face got all puffed up. And next week, it's episode 8. And I've been hearing crazy things about these last few episodes. And as emotional as this was, I'm ready to move on to the next thing. And like I said, I'm really sorry that this isn't more in detail, but literally my insides are going crazy. And I can't believe I've actually talked for 10 minutes. So great episode, everybody. Can't wait to talk about next week with episode 8. But I got to go take care of some business because I think I need some Pepto-Bismol or something. I don't know. But if you like this, whatever it was, please hit the like button. Think about subscribing. I want to thank everybody that's been watching these. I know this is kind of a jip, but it's literally all I can do to keep myself from not getting sick all over myself right now. So have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you next week with hopefully a full review of The Expanse Season 5, Episode 8. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.